Hi everybody. Something a little bit different. A little bit different. Um, so I love flying aircraft. Um, Absolutely love it. It's just the best thing ever. What I will do, I'm going to start getting this set up just now and kind of talk while I'm doing it. Hopefully I can try and do that. We know what it's like trying to multitask. There we go. Right. Put that to arm. Okay, so yeah, so I've been flying, I don't know, since I don't know the 90s when the first ever flight sims came out. Let me get the request refueling done. Good, good. Yeah, so I just love flying. Yeah, okay, thank you for that. Um, So yeah, so I'm probably in between hobbyist pilot and hardcore flight sim pilot. I don't do everything to the very last degree that a pilot would. I kind of more just enjoy doing it and enjoy doing bits and bobs. Now I do fly for a virtual airline. We're currently in an Airbus A319. And if I have a little look outside, you will see Brussels Airline it's a real life airline, obviously based in Brussels, and I fly for it. So I use as Pilot's Life 2, which is an app that tracks your flights. It tells you how well you did for different aspects, including your landing rate and landing force, as well as you get promoted through the time. So I can't show it for some reason on the screen at the moment, but at the moment my senior first officer. I have in total, how many hours have I got? I've got 95 flight hours. My next rank is captain. So yeah, I've went through this is my third promotion. I started with Transavia, which is a French airline. Lasted a little while there, and then I moved to Brussels Airline, which it's this adds something to just flying an aircraft in a flight sim. This actually gives you a bit of a reason to do it, which we all know I need that kind of reason to do it. Right, where is this refueling truck? Nowhere to be seen. So let's get this set up. So we're currently we're in Barcelona. Let's get rid of that, and we are going from it's El Prat. And I'm pretty sure that's probably not how you pronounce it. It's Lima Echo Bravo Lima in Barcelona, and we're flying back to Brussels, which is Echo Bravo Bravo Romeo, and it's just over an hour in total flight, which I love. I hate doing long distance flying. I kind of get bored easily. Um, Again, I don't know why there's no refueling truck coming. Fuel truck is on its way. From where? From oh, hang on. I do believe. There we go. Yay! Yeah, I'm not going to. So let's watch this fuel truck fuel us up. Now, So it's just over an hour's flight. I get bored flying for hours and at cruise altitude. It's just not for me. I prefer shorter flights. The landing, taking off is the most exciting part. I think everybody would agree with that. And yeah, so I thought, you know what, I enjoy doing this. Why not make videos on something I enjoy doing? I don't proclaim to know everything. I certainly do not know everything. I know the basics. I have got some peripherals and hardware. So I've got an XL Stream Deck, which I use the A320 Phoenix panels on. So basically, any of the buttons on the overhead panels on the MCDU and things like that are all replicated on my Stream Deck, so I can press all the buttons without actually having to use my mouse to click the buttons. I have got the Thrustmaster Airbus TCA, which is the throttle quadrant. I've also got the speed brake and flaps, as well as the flight stick itself. I also have something I purchased recently, which I thought about for a long time, and I kept saying I didn't really need it. It's the Wing MCDU for the Airbus, and I have to say it's a game changer for realism. It is just so good. And I'm actually really glad that I bought it. Now I've got a sim rig. I've got an aluminium sim rig where I've got my monitors fitted to it and things like that. If you'd like, I can obviously share pictures and things in the future. I haven't mounted my MCDU yet because I can't find the best configuration to have it in at the moment. So let me just jump back in because I was going to say I think it's going to ask me to load. I'm going to do it in fast time because I really cannot. Again, I get bored easily sitting for like an hour waiting for something to happen. So we're going to do the flight. I'm going to set the aircraft up. We're going to take off. We're taking off from. Just bring up flight briefing. So we're taking off from 6 left, and we're going to land on 01 in Brussels. The the cruise altitude is going to be 30,000 feet, and we've got a passenger count of 150. Now this is A319, so this is the smaller version of the Airbus. The good thing that I like about the Pilot's Life app is when you join an airline, you buy certifications for different aircraft, and you can obviously buy more as you go on. You get paid a virtual wage, and you can obviously use that virtual money to then buy certifications for different aircraft. So I'm certified for the A319, A320, the A320 Neo, and if we did have it, the A321. What I love about the Brussels one, it alternates between the 319 and the 320. And there's not a huge variation, it's just a slightly larger aircraft, but I just enjoy the fact I'm not flying the exact same aircraft every single time. It's something a little bit different. I used to be a Boeing man, and for some reason I have moved to the Airbus. I've defected to the Airbus. So we're going to get fueled up. We're then going to start getting catering. We're going to get the passengers on board, and then we're going to get the aircraft set up. Whilst all that's going on, we're going to get the flight plan done. We're going to get it initialized. We're going to get performance sorted out, and that sounds like it's probably finished. Let me just double check. So fuel on board should be 7.575. So 7.5 ton of fuel in the tanks, which is perfect, absolutely bang on. So that's good. They should now be packing up. Once they've left, we can then get the catering, we can get the air bridge on, and we'll get going. I'm either going to do a time lapse once we take off and start climbing to our cruise altitude and continue a time lapse, or I might just do kind of pause it from where it starts getting boring to the top of descent, or as we get closer down to Brussels itself. So let me crack on. Okay, let's set this up. 30,000 feet. And if we have a look at departure, we've got a QNH of 1018. And let's go in here. IRSs have aligned, which is beautiful. It's init request. So there we go. We've got the alternative of Echo Bravo Lima Golf. So our flight number today is 3696. 3696. Oops, that's wrong. There we go. Cost index of 53. Cruise 30,000. And temperature at cruise is going to be minus 36. Pop that in. Now, because aircraft's still loading, we don't have the final weight yet. So let's go in here. Our departure is 6 left, and we're going to use Olox 1T. There we go. And then we're going to land at ILS 1, and we're Arvo 8A. Okay, what I normally do now is I will jump back here, I'll change this to plan, and then I'll start just moving. So we're taking a left, and then we're heading north. I think we'll be pretty much flying over the top of Paris as we head back. And then we've got a flight discontinuity after Kirky. And then we take a right turn and then a left turn into runway 1 at Brussels. Beautiful. No issues with the flight plan. Leave that just now. Okay, constraints on. I like to turn that back to 10. That constraint on. So we've got altitude set, we've got QNH set, and we have got, for some reason, I've turned the volume up on Flight Sim because it looks quite quiet. Hopefully you will be able to see. Yeah, we've got passengers slowly walking down as if there's no rush or anything else, you know, let's just wander down to the aircraft. So I do have a few mods running as well. So I've got, let me get the name of it. Fly-by-wire injector fuel. Flight injector. So it basically imports actual real-life aircraft and real-life liveries as well. Oops, sorry guys. I completely didn't see you there. Let's get rid of that. Need to go back here and we need to open cargo bays and go back here. There we go. So everybody's luggage can be loaded in. Now we're not, it might, but we're not serving meals because it's only an hour-long flight. What we'll do is we'll serve snacks and drinks along the way. There won't be fuel. Why can't I speak today? There won't be food as meals offered. There's something in my head I was going to say there as well. Completely forgot. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Yeah, so I've got fly-by-wire traffic injector. I've got a pilot's life 2. And I think that's it actually. I'm not running. This airport is purchased. It's a payware airport, so this is the actual airport you would see if you landed in Barcelona. And I've also purchased Brussels as well. So each time I get my schedule, I think is 10 flights, and it's normally from Brussels to a destination, then from destination back to Brussels. So it's about five routes, but 10 flights, and as I say, determines what aircraft I'll be flying. And each time I'm flying to somewhere new, I'll purchase. I'm fortunate enough that I can purchase the airport I'm flying to, so it looks a bit more realistic because this is Flight Sim 2024, so it's not exactly. It's meant to be accurate, but it's quite a generic feel. Doesn't really feel like the real thing at times, especially with like advertising. There's not much advertising here, but on the walkways and things, there's normally advertising boards for different things. Okay, so that is us loaded. I can now jump back in and we can close cargoes. Let me go back here. Mass and balance. Okay, so it's saying that we're loaded, but GSX will be saying it's not completely loaded yet. 38 of 85. I don't know why it's saying 85 when it's 150. I don't know. So this is GSX Pro. I'm sure I also have FS Realistic. I certainly ran it in Flight Sim 2020 and it was really good. Just adds sounds and makes things feel a bit more live. I also have PAX, which is PACX, which is and it's another payware app which not only tracks your career and so logs each time you do a flight, but you also get the cabin crew talking and doing a safety briefing and different things like that. It's fine, but it's an American accent, and I have had a look at changing it to obviously more of a European accent and things, but it doesn't always work out. So for this flight I haven't done it purely because I just don't think it would be realistic. You pilots, I don't know, I'm assuming though pilots wouldn't be listening or hearing the safety briefing. If I go back here, There's no briefing on yet. Once we start pushback, you'll hear the briefing. Just stroll. Just take your time. There's no rush. It's not like we're waiting on you or anything. So last night I flew from Brussels to Barcelona. So this is me doing my return leg. We got many more to go. Another 34 passengers to go, and then we can start up the APU, disconnect the GPU and get rid of the cones, and then get ready for pushback. Now if I have a quick look, I'll show you the charts that we have for Barcelona. So this is us at the moment at stand, and we're taking 6 left, so could move back that way. I'm going to try maybe swing back this way. We're a bit of an awkward angle. I don't know how well GSX pushback's going to be, but literally we're going to swing back and then we're going to come down and take the inner and then the outer, and then join on to the start of 6 left. Okay, everybody's on board, so we are going to start the APU. Hopefully if the audio is working, you're going to hear, that's it starting up. You can see the heat haze coming from the rear. And it's confirmed that we've got, the flap is open and we can see it building up. So let's jump back here and let's go to, so let's send that to our MCDU. If I double check here, there we go, block is 7.6, beautiful. Back here we then go into departure, sync load sheet and calculate 151 for V1 and rotate and 155 for V2. Send that. If I jump back here, performance, there we go. So everything's loaded in the aircraft. I'll get that back. I have had a look. I think I'm going to swing back, tail back towards the cargo terminal. So the nose is going to go right, tail's going to go left. If I go to GSX and prepare for pushback, we're going to go with Iberia. And we should see, we've got the tug is in place. There's the jetway being moved. Quickly go back here because I completely forgot to disconnect the cones and the GPU. That's us completely running on our own power now. He is going to go and get everything attached and sorted. Nose right, tail left. Starting engine number 2 first. Engine number 1 started. Okay, that's all confirmed. Longest pushback in the world. Can I not go down there, please? Okay. Strobe on auto. Nav. And beacon on. Can now shut down the APU. I'm going to use a pushback tool on the Phoenix because we need to come round further because we want to exit up there. I'm also going to start the transponder. Go flaps 1. Brake to max. Spoilers are armed. Okay. Can I connect this? Disconnect. I want to go left. Okay, we're going to stop it there. disconnect tow truck. Right, okay, so we've got flaps set. Let's just go into eCam, do a takeoff config as sorted. We just need the cabin crew to let us know that cabin's set for takeoff. Gonna also set terrain. Okay, that's a sign from the cabin crew. Lovely. Okay, everything's looking good, everything's looking green. And we are going to enter runway 6 left. Okay, landing lights on. Naughty me, I forgot to put the taxi light on. Clear left and right. We're just going to do a roll and start, I think. Here we go. Coming up to V1. There we go. Gear up. Okay, we're just going to continue out over the sea. Make a left, a very slight left turn, so we'll actually see there's some beautiful buildings on the left hand side. Autopilot on, thrust levers back to climb, I think, is it? I can't even remember. Landing lights off. Yeah, so just on the left hand side, it's quite an industrial looking area, but once we get towards the port, now I don't know if the port's still active or not, but some of the buildings look absolutely stunning. Let me just double check on my speed, I'm not overspeeding with flaps. Flaps 0. They're retracting. Yeah, so it's a massive port. There's beautiful Barcelona. It's lovely at night. See, when you're coming into land at night and you're coming in this direction, it's beautiful when it's all lit up. I'm not going to see all of the beautiful buildings before we leave the clear part of the sky. I'm going into some cloud now. Yeah, so some of those buildings down there, just above the wing, above the engine, sorry, they just look beautiful. I mean, they're right on the... Right, let me do some admin in the front of here. Okay, so 10,000 feet, I'll release the passengers. I'll take down the seatbelt sign. Bye bye Barcelona. It's been memorable. Ah, it's a nice view, isn't it? That's beautiful. As it disappears behind the cloud. Right, okay, so I'll take off the fasten seatbelt sign at 10,000 and I'll see you at the top of descent. Just off of our right wing is Paris. We'll be starting our descent soon. Yeah, so there's Paris there. Right, time to enter the destination information. Okay, that's quite warm. So our QNH is going to be, convert it into HPA, it's 1022. Temperature is nice, 25 degrees Celsius. And wind, we've got 340 at 8. And the barrel for runway 1 is 375. That's all of the information entered. Back to flight plan, you'll see we are just a few miles away from our top of descent, which is sounds crazy, but top of descent is when we start descending. That's as much jargon as I know. But yeah, we'll be descending soon. So once we start descent and get down probably below 10,000 feet, I will be back and yeah, you can see what kind of landing it is. I'm not an expert, so it's probably not going to be a great landing, but you never know. That's just passed through 10,000 feet. Throw out some speed brakes. Just to slow her down a little bit, lose a little bit more altitude. Cabin crew just getting the cabin ready for landing. It's been clear skies all the way, and then as soon as we hit like Paris and The surrounding area, just the clouds appeared from nowhere. Quite high, so shouldn't be any issues today. Release the speed brakes. So I've got the destination information into the MCDU. I've got the minimum altitude 2000, and we are descending beautifully. We're going to do a left turn onto runway 01, and then I think it's we taxi off to the right towards the stands. It's looking a bit more bleak now. We're coming in to deceleration, just the purple circle. We're going to basically slow it right down. MCDU saying 183 knots, but it pretty much slows it right down to 133 knots, which will be our landing speed today. A little bit more speed brake out. Some of Brussels there. And that's us now. So plane noses up to allow speed to come right down. So we're due to deploy first stage of flaps. That's cabin ready for landing. Yeah, so the runway is just off to our left up there. Outskirts of Brussels. You should see second stage of flaps. So we begin our left turn. Then we will move to flaps 3. And full flaps. There we go. That is all set up. We're now nine nautical miles from the runway. Gonna arm the approach. Come on, there we go. Now 7 nautical miles, so gear down. Wonderful. Got the runway in sight. Let's say it's 01. It's the only runway that runs in this direction for Brussels. Landing lights are on. Arm the spoilers. We're gonna go with medium auto brake. And it's a left turn once we land. A little bit of a crosswind. I think it was about 8 knots. It was saying on the weather. Beautiful scenery of Brussels. Never been. Okay, you can see the pappies on the left hand side of the runway. And that's us started our final descent. All green on the checklist. Plane just settling itself out a little bit. I'm gonna take off autopilot. And take off the auto throttle. So I now have control, which is a scary thought. Chasing that glide slope a little bit high. Still a little bit high in profile. Just a little bit of correction, checking my speed. Okay, back on the glide slope. Like I said, don't expect an expert landing here. Okay, we're going to continue. We're a little bit high, a little bit fast, not a good landing.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 5.
Bit bouncy there. A little bit bouncy. Off center as well. I don't have rudder pedals, so it's just twisting the joystick. Okay, gonna move throttles to idle. Gonna come off this exit. Okay. Flaps up. Spoilers put away. We're gonna try and find... Normally you'd be given a gate to go to. See on the right hand side and the side of the building, Brussels Airport. I'll tell you what the landing rate was at the end. I think there's maybe a gap on the right hand side up here. A tiny jet, and this is the only thing about Microsoft Flight Sim is that the aircraft are spawned into every single... Oh no, that's empty. Okay, we're gonna take that one. On the right hand side, I think we actually take this one quite a lot, so I think it's 163 maybe. Looks like it. Slow it down. It's not 163, it's 161. And I'm on the wrong taxiway. There we go. Let's slow it down as we come in here. Try and get it lined up again. We'll be below 10 knots. That doesn't look too bad. Park brake on. Engines off. Lights off. And whilst we'll wait for the aircraft to deboard. And jetway coming into place. And we should have on the outside the start of the baggage handling, if I can get a decent angle of the camera, not particularly, but yeah, that'll do. Okay, let me tell you the disastrous score that I got. My logbook on a pilot's life. Okay. Okay, so landing G-force was 1.49. My landing rate was minus 545, so that needs a lot of work done to it. My landing rate seems to be the main thing. The G-force doesn't always seem too bad. If I go into landing details, I'm sure I bounced, but it's saying I didn't bounce. Yeah. Okay. I'm not very upset about that. That for me is not bad. So, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of Flight Sim, let me know, because I do flights all week, every week, as a bit of a time for me to chill. So, it's easy enough for me to record more. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing, and until next time, take care, stay safe, bye bye.